All right, we're back with our final lesson for today with our math lesson. Yesterday we did number formation of 0 to 5. Today I want to talk about how to do numbers 6 to 10, 9 really, but 6 to 10. So 4 to 6, like we said yesterday, numbers are treated like capital letters. They're big. You don't really write them small, like super small, like on the bottom line. They're big, so they touch the top line and the bottom line. So when you make a 6, you roll a hoop and make a loop. So you're rolling your hoop and it touches the top, bottom, and then it curls back around the middle to make your loop. Roll a hoop and make a loop. That's 6. Roll a hoop and make a loop. And it's kind of, your top line's a little bit curved. It's not a completely straight line, but it's a little curved. So roll a hoop, make a loop. That's the way to make a 6. All right, 4 is 7. This one's easy. Across the sky and down from heaven. That's the way to make a 7. Across the sky and down from heaven. That's the way to make a 7. Across the sky and down from heaven. That's the way to make a 7. All right, so 7s are tall. They have you go across and then down, almost like a capital Z, except for you don't put that final slash on it. So we're going to come down here. We're going to make an 8 now. 8s are pretty easy. Make an S. Do not wait. Go back up and close the gate. Make an S. Do not wait. Go back up and close the gate. Make an S. Do not wait. Go back up and close the gate. That's how you make an 8. 9. Circle with a line. That's the way to make a 9. Circle with a line. That's the way to make a 9. Circle with a line. That's the way to make a 9. Be very careful, because if you did your line and then your circle, you've made a capital P. That is not a 9. So be very, very careful. You don't want to make letters in the middle of all your numbers. So be very careful. And like I said yesterday, I'm going to start being very picky about my numbers, because we don't have time for you to turn them backwards. Like, I've seen backwards 6s. I've seen backwards 7s. You can't really go backward with an 8. It's kind of like 0 and 1. You can't make an 8 go backwards. But 6s can go backwards, 7 can go backwards, and 9s can go backwards. And like I said, it's not a 9, it's a capital P. So we don't want to use those. So we're going to take those off. Now, to make a 10, and I'm only going to make one of these because it's really easy. You make a 1 and a 0. You just put them a little closer together. So instead of doing a space out like this, you would make them closer together, more like this. 1, and then your 0 is right beside it. So all the teen numbers are like that. 1, and they're close together, so that you know that those two numbers go together. Like, for instance, 12, if you wrote it with a lot of space between it, it would look like 1, 2 instead of 12. Same thing for 13. 1, if you wrote a lot of space, it looks like 1, 3 instead of 13. So once you get to 9, really, you've already written all of the numbers that you will need for math. So you're just repeating the numbers. So then you're just going to keep working on those correct formations. Like I said, I'm going to be very picky about my numbers from now on, because I want you to really work on making sure you are making the right formation with your numbers. So I'm changing up on camera angle a little bit. So yesterday we played a game called Show and Seek, where you had some counters in your hand. We're still working with the 5 counters. So go ahead and get your 5 counters out. We had Show and Seek. And we're going to play that in just a minute. Before we start, excuse me, guys. Whew. My throat's really dry today. Give me just a second. All right. So before we start, we're going to do our Subitizing cards again. So I'm going to hold them up, and you just look at them. Try to figure it out. We'll go over them in just a minute when I'm finished. So here we go. All right, we're going to stop there. Like I said, you could do all the cards. It would not be a bad idea to do all the cards. I'm just going to do a quick review. The last card was a 1. A square. A square has 4 equal sides. Equal means they're all the same. 4 equal sides. And it has 4 vertices. What's that name for vertices? We know that's the official name, vertices. What's the name we call it sometimes? Corners. 4 corners, 4 equal sides. That's very important. Equal means same. Equal sides. 4, 2, 10. This one's an easy one because it's completely full. It's a full tens frame. You should just know, oh, that's 10. We know that's a tens frame. A circle. A circle has 1 continuous side. There's no beginning and no end to a circle. 1 continuous side. No corners, no vertices, just 1 continuous side. 2, rectangle. Rectangles look all wrong. They have 2 sides that are short and 2 sides that are long. Rectangles have 4 sides, but they are not equal. They are not like our square. And I want to show them to you side by side. So, because some friends still call this a square. A square has 4 equal sides. A rectangle has 2 short sides and 2 long sides. They still have 4 vertices, 4 corners. They have 4 sides, but they are not equal. The squares are equal. The rectangles are not. They have 2 sides that are long and 2 sides that are short. All right. This was another one that was a little tricky. It's 9. We don't have a full tens frame. You don't have a full tens frame. It's just a 9. And our last one, that was 8. If you turn it this way, actually, this way, I can see the 5 and the 3. That's parts of 8. Or I can see 6 and 2. You can kind of see 4 and 4 here to show the 2 parts of 8. So it's perfectly fine for you to ask your student, hey, how did you see that? Show me what you were thinking. They may say 5 and 3. They may say 1 and 7. They may say, I just saw 8. It gives you a little bit of insight into how are they viewing numbers. What are they grouping together? Maybe they did see that 5 and 3 really quickly, or maybe they saw 6 and 2 really quickly, or 4 and 4. It gives you just a way to figure out how they're processing numbers and what they're thinking. So all those questions are good questions. And it's a simple question of, how did you know that was 8? How did you see it? Come show me what that looks like. And they can talk about it with the card. So now to our game of show and seek. You need your 5 counters. And I showed you in your book, in the picture that I sent, that you need to, in your blank notebook, just the next fresh page, you would write show, and then draw a big line, and then seek, and then draw a line underneath those. And then you have little sections. I sectioned it off into a lot. You don't have to. This is up to you. I'm going to show you how to do it. This is a way to record your show and seek when you're doing it with someone, with mom and dad, or by yourself. You could actually play this game completely by yourself. We've done it both ways in the classroom. It's a fun game. What I try to do to make it a little interesting is when I'm showing you, whatever I show you in my hand is going to be red. And whatever I have behind my back, what you're going to seek, is going to be white when I pull it out. So it's fun to play this game with a friend because you really don't know what they're doing. But when you're playing it by yourself, what you could do, and I'll show you another game next week with your cup, another thing you could do called Spill the Beans, and we'll see, I'll show you how to do that. Basically, you would put some in your cup, and then you would look at what's outside. So like for you, you would lay your show in front of you, and then you put the rest of them behind your back, and you're sitting there going, I've got this many and I've got to figure out how many are behind my back. That's how you play show and seek by yourself. But with a partner, we're going to pretend you have a partner today. So our very first show and seek, are you ready? We're going to do 5 together, and then I want you to do 5 by yourself at your house. So 5 together. Here we go. So, all right. So I've got mine in my back. That's what I'm showing you. I'm showing you that one. So I've shown you 1, 2. So this is how you record this. On the show side for the very first one, I would take my red. I would write a 2, just like that, and I would draw 2 counters. That's what you were shown. Now remember, we started with 5. 5 is the answer. I've shown you 2. How many are behind my back? How many do you need to seek? You have 2 that you saw. How many do you need to seek? What's behind my back? You have 2. Any guesses? Well, let's check. Let's seek it and see. If you said 3, you were right. Good job. So I showed you how to record your show. I want you, before I showed you your seek, I should have told you this, but I want you to write what your guess was. What your guess was. So 3, and then remember they're white, so I'm not going to color them in. I'm just going to draw them. Now, how do I check if I'm right, Miss Thompson? I don't know if I'm right. This is how you know. I'm going to count all my dots. If it makes 5, I'm right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I make 5? I did. So 2 and 3 make 5. That's one of my show and seeks. So here we go. We're going to play again. So I'm going to put them in my hands, and I'm going to, all right, I'm ready. Are you ready? Okay. I'm going to show you. There's my show. So right now, I want you to write down your show that we just did. So I'm going to have my red. I only showed you 1. I only showed you 1. So I know I've got to make 5. What's your best guess? So this is where you would write your seek. This is where you're seeking the match. You're making your seek. So if I've got 1, so I'm going to hold up my 1. I need to make 5. Now I know a whole hand is 5, right? Whole hand is 5. So if I've got 1, I'm going to look at my fingers that are not up. 1, 2, 3, 4. My guess is going to be 4. So here I would write down across, down some more. That's the way to make a 4. And I would draw my 4 counters. It does not matter how you draw them, just so if that was a question. It does not matter how you draw them. We just want to make sure that if you wrote the number 4, that matches. I'm going to check my answer before I show you the seek. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm pretty sure I got this right. I'm going to get my seek out so I can show you. All right, so remember, I showed you 1. Here's my seek. Are we right? We're right. Yay. All right, so let's do it again. All right, so here we go. You ready? I'm ready. I'm going to put 1 behind my back. Here's my show. Here's my show. That's my show. How would I write that down? Well, let's think. Did I have any counters in my hand? No. So I had 0. So watch. I'm going to make a 0. I'm not going to draw any of the red counters because I didn't have any in my show. There was nothing in my show. So now I know I've got to make 5. So I'm starting here. I had 0. but I know I've got to have 5. So if I start with 5, I wasn't shown any. How many are going to be, what am I seeking? What do you think? Write it down. I'm going to write my answer down. All right, I'm going to get my seek ready. Remember my show. I didn't have any to show you. Here's my seek. How many? 5. 5. So when I get ready to write that, I would write 0 and 5. And I would make my counters. Now, I can check it because look, I didn't have any over here, so it has to be a 5 over there. All right, so I'm gonna do one more, and then I want you to do 5 on your own. Okay, I want you to do another 5 show and seeks on your own. So I'm gonna do one more. You ready? Okay, so I've got mine ready to go. I've got my seek behind my back. So here's my show. So I'm going to write what I know under show. How many did I show you? 4. I showed you 4. So there's my show. Now, you've had your show. What is my seek? There's my show. What's my seek? Write down your prediction. What's your seek? 1. 4 and 1 make 5. That's my seek. So that's how you play show and seek. And that's how you would record your responses for show and seek on your paper. So we've done an example all the way how it would look. So now you have to do 5 by yourself with your parent or by yourself, and you're going to do show and seek that way. Maybe you could play with a brother and sister. Who knows? Or a friend. But you're going to play show and seek, and you're going to show me, you have these that we did together. Then I want to see 5 new show and seek responses. 5 new ones. If you need to go to the back of your paper, you could do that, or go to a new paper. That's fine too. I want you to do 5 extra ones. We've already did 4 together. I want you to do 5 more. So you guys are going to do a great job. Now, for your afternoon assignment, I can't wait. It's going to be so cool. Let me get it pulled up. Your STEM project for today, I'm so excited, is to build a vegetable stand that can hold a potato. Because remember, Hare was trying to open a vegetable stand. So you can use blocks, Legos, sticks, anything you find in your yard. I do not care how you build it. I just want you to build me a vegetable stand that will hold a potato. If you don't have a potato, let it hold an apple. If you don't have an apple, some kind of fruit, some kind of vegetable that you can sit on top of it to support that vegetable stand. See if it will hold. If it doesn't, how are you going to fix it to make it hold those vegetables? And in your book, what you'll do, you'll write my plan, and you'll draw what you're going to make. And then once you build it, you'd write my final design, and then you draw what it looks like after you build it. Because what your plan is may change as you're building it. And then in the top corner here, if it holds the potato or holds the vegetable or the fruit or whatever, and you said, yes, it holds it, you're going to write a big yes. If it didn't hold it, you're going to write a no. And I want to know, how did you fix it? Because maybe your plan was good, but you had to fix your final design in order for you to get a yes up here. Maybe you just really struggled and couldn't get your vegetable stand to hold up. That's okay too. All today is about is using what you have on hand and building a design that will support a vegetable, like one potato, not a bag of potatoes, one potato, one apple, one banana, one carrot, whatever you have, whatever you build, I want to see pictures of your building with your vegetable on top of it. And now, you can't be touching your vegetable. You know the rules with STEM. It has to stand on its own. You can build it out of Legos. You can build it out of rocks from your yard. You can build it out of blocks, sticks, anything you want to build out of. Cups, you can use cups to kind of support it, but it has to be freestanding. That means you cannot have your hands on it in the picture. It has to stand up by itself. All right? I can't wait to see your vegetable stands. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.